Well, it's day 865 in the quarantine. Hair's kind of all over the place. Your face is kind of all over the place. Uh, I can't joke like that. We might actually hit 800 something days in quarantine. You're not going to say anything? What's going on, guys? We're the Cinefanatics. My name's Chris Adams, and that's Robert Adams. His name's Robert, and he can't talk. Your name is Silent Bob. Oh, buddy, guess what we got here today? We're doing a Schmoedown reaction. It's the teams leagues. It's the who's the boss versus who's the boss fighting? They're fighting Odd Couple. Who's the boss versus Odd Couple? It's gonna be a good matchup. So basically we got two top 5 teams here. Neither one of them got split up in the draft. They both sustained. Odd Couple still with the Rock Stars, and Who's the Boss is still with the Finstock Exchange. I don't want to explain why you can't talk. We'll just let it be a mystery. Why are you taking my rate? Sure. I mean, we're in the middle of the quarantine. Some of us are having some not so fun days and all this, and some of us are well, he doesn't have the COVID nonsense, but he's yeah, there you go. He's lost his voice completely. Got a little buggy, but not a really dangerous one. Just a kind of like a pollen or allergy deal. Heck of a time to have that. Anyway, like I was saying, Who's the Boss versus the Odd Couple? This is going to be a fantastic matchup because these guys have fought. They've dueled. They've fought before, and Odd Couple beat Who's the Boss. So now we're trying to see Who's the Boss coming back for a redemption tour, essentially, against them. And I mean, these are 4 great competitors. You got Ben Bateman, who was recently a singles champion. Mark Riley, who's been a singles champion. Neither one have yet been a teams champion. And Draco and Snyder, who've both been teams champions. Snyder with 2 teams. This is essentially like a title match quality fight. You gotta do it over the mic so people can... There we go. Ow. Anyway, this is also going to be another good one because we got Roxy versus Finstock again. So, there's always sparks flying whenever those two have to have their teams go head to head. And we're literally going to do this entire reaction without you talking, aren't we? Yep, because he doesn't have a voice. So I asked the question that you may or may not be able to answer. Who you got? I feel like I'm going to pull for Who's the Boss at this time. You're going Who's the Boss also. All right, so we're pulling for Who's the Boss at this point by a small margin. They're just going to barely eke them out there, whatever that means. So I'm ready to get into this reaction because we get some Schmoedown still. Let's just jump in. Snyder is rocking that hoodie.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You are looking live to tape at Ken, the pit boss.
I want to make this very clear to everybody watching at home.
Touching him right now. I'm just Mark Baby.
This is very hard for him.
This is a Tetris suit. I'm the greatest player that ever lived in that game.
He likes to talk a lot.
About that, I saw a woman faint watching him play Tetris once.
Hi, Maud Garrett.
Maud still hasn't recovered. Hey, we're here for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, the teams division. This is where, well, we have 4 legends of the game coming out here in a bit, Mark. This is a big match.
Ken, these two teams,
Love that
whoever
Tetris
wins,
jacket.
this could shift the very balance of power, not just in the movie Trivia Schmoedown, in your, the viewer's
like
life.
we're doing our best to try to
It's
match
the
them,
Odd
aren't we?
Couple versus Who's the Boss. We're going to find out who the real Springsteen/Danza is at the end of these 3 rounds.
Absolutely, 57
So we're doing our
channels.
best.
This is on right now. You
Well
have got
my chin.
the Odd Couple, former champions, Mark the Android and Draco, Jeff the Snyder, managed by Roxy Star.
The Rockstars.
Part of the Rockstars. I'll tell you, the Odd Couple is a name for that works for a reason.
Please
There
cough
was
into your
no
elbow.
belief in a lot of people's heart that these two great players as individuals would come together for a team, and they conquered perhaps the greatest team of all time, the Shire Wolves, Clark Wolf and Rachel Cushing. All respect to them, of course. And then on the other side, you got Who's the Boss? You talk Mark, Yodi, Riley, Ben, the Boss, Bateman. These guys know how to compete here. Bateman's had gold around his waist, so has Mark Riley. But they, as a team, have never gotten to the top of the mountain. They won that tournament in 2018, but no, didn't get there.
And as a team, they had a very public defeat at the hands of the Odd Couple in one of the biggest crowds the Schmoedown has ever seen. 1,000 people packed into Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep.
The day after I taped Dog Stepfather to watch the Odd Couple upset Who's the Boss. They went on from that, spurred by that victory, to defeat the legendary Shire Wolves.
Yeah.
And now they find themselves in a rematch. And when you look at maybe person-to-person combat here, keep your eye on the body language between Mark Andraco and Ben Bateman. Andraco loves playing Bateman. Bateman, like you said, has had a great run of success recently, and Draco loves trying to get the best of him. You also have, with Who's the Boss, Mark Yodi Riley, who is a legend, but is now trying to re-announce himself to the league. He's gotten a win, and he's looking for more here today. Could be a big shift in power at the end of this match.
Absolutely a big shift in power. Indeed, this is Season 7. This is the new era.
I want to hear
and
some
these
good
are
smack talking
familiar
here from
names. Trying to go out there and say, we still belong. All the new
kind of
dogs
Bateman
barking
and
at
Finn
us,
Stock
we're
and
still
Snyder
at
and
the
Roxy.
top.
Oh, and by the way, you have Roxy Stryer and Tom Dagnino as the managers, so that's
Yep.
a little
See.
fun bonus. Here's a pre-interview with each team right now.
You're really working hard to sell this nice guy thing, and I can see in you want to say something. So come on, put on my cool sunglasses. I'm gonna walk off and be smug. So
Cool.
look forward to losing to you.
All right.
We're getting a belt. That's the one goal I want.
There's no way I'm going to get nervous on that stage. I was born to compete. I was born to perform.
We won. I think we were the boss that night.
They got lucky in Chicago, I will say.
Packed house in
That
front of
jacket.
a lot of people, adoring fans, and you get slapped across the face. Doesn't leave a great taste in your mouth. I gotta tell you guys, feel like I still got a mark on my face.
Ben's playing this nice guy thing, and you know I like to be a sportsman, but I also don't like bullshit. I've beaten Bateman every time I've played him, and they're ahead of us, and we have a belt in this division, and they don't. Proof that statistics can be manipulated within an inch of their life.
But I will tell you guys we have respect for this team because they did something that we never did. They beat the Shire Wolves. They took care of business. And I'm not the same player I was back then. This is a different Ben Bateman. I have climbed the mountain. People called me arrogant. People told me I was a little overconfident. I came out, had a little too much exuberance with this game, and I've learned my lesson. Luckily, I learned my lesson losing to the actual greatest player that has ever played the game.
Listen, Ben Bateman won a title, but he didn't win this title. We won this title, so I cannot wait to take Ben Bateman and Mark Riley to school. Because, like, has Mark Riley gotten better since the last time we played him? I don't think so.
They won the belt, they lost the belt. Like that.
Got to start from zero, and that's what we're doing. The slate's clean. Riley and I are here to show you we are the team you thought we were when we won the tournament.
Okay, so we don't do well in tournaments. Whatever, okay? Put us up against whoever's wearing the belts. I'll strip them right now.
Honestly, it feels like a little bit of a waste of our time. We're gonna annihilate Who's the Boss today.
Mark Riley, you may be engaged, but today I'm going to put you back on your knees.
And see, that's what I was talking about. You get some good classic smack talk from Snyder.
This is a new year. This is a new
When people
look. This
propose,
is the
they
greatest
get on
faction
a-
you've ever seen in
Okay.
a Finstock exchange.
Just making sure that's what you were thinking.
Stay scared. Period.
Because he definitely wasn't talking about anything else. It's a family show. Shut up.
And Ken, they had words to say, and a lot of those words were very, very confident. Do you see an edge in this matchup, whether it's by a competitor, a team, or a manager?
I think, in terms of managers, Roxy is a real strong emotional support for her teams, and that's the key. Jeff,
She's a rock.
Yeah, she is a rock in the Rock Stars.
And a star.
Jeff and Mark both at times have had sometimes where they seem to get in their heads or get outside their heads even, and kind of their emotions rise up. And can Roxy kind of keep them calm through this? And the other side, it's
perfectly timed.
Did you say Tom is an emotional rock?
Tom he's a lot of things.
Does he have emotions?
Yeah, he does.
Does he feel sorrow?
He does, absolutely.
Is that honey
leaving
whiskey?
the club too soon is something that gets him sad. The thing about
Beer?
Riley and Bateman is they've been here before, but if I
tea.
think they can get in their heads in a different way.
Juice.
It's a little less loud or vocalized, but sometimes you can see them kind of collapse in on themselves.
Oh, so you're
and
an
then start to
astronaut.
doubt
Got it.
themselves. So can Gucci and his pants keep them going? God, I hope he has pants on this time.
Yeah, really. Tom Dagnino, his wear, Bobby Gucci, whatever the hell you call
not
him,
a
he's
guarantee.
usually wearing clothes that won't even get him into Lucky Strike Bowl here in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We'll see what he wears into the studio today. Ken, if you look at a tail of tape, the
This is probably going to go down as one of my favorite reactions that we've ever
they're
done.
pretty good at new releases, Oscar movies, that kind of fare, and maybe even
Exactly.
harkening back to classics. Besides being a great 80s sitcom, what else is Who's the Boss good at?
Who's the Boss is good at fantasy sci-fi. Directors, Oscars.
It probably
as well,
won't
and
top the one that I
Ben
ended up doing by
He's
myself
really
that
good
one time, though.
at movie release dates. He and Mance battled over that title a long time ago, the king of the release dates. So
Yeah, a couple of handsome drinks of water there,
Yep.
too. Some pretty solid hairlines on those two gentlemen.
don't rub it into me. All right. I think that's how these two
Hey, we
teams
got our
stack up.
beards. We're doing just fine. That's Ken. I'm Mark, and we're about ready to go. Ken, I have to ask you, are you prepared for the match that is about to ensue?
I've been thinking about this a lot.
And
wrote
we've
a
got our
journal about it, even a poem.
Beard
I'm
and
ready.
whatever
He's
this
the long
is.
piece that made a Tetris, and it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
This is a burp.
Introducing first, accompanied by their manager, Roxy Stryer, representing the Rockstar.
It's like a hard rock
of 6 wins,
version
3
of the Odd Couple theme.
One by knockout. They are
That'd be kinda
the
interesting.
Movie trivia Schmoedown team champions of the
You hear me, David B.
world.
That's your goal.
The Android and
hard rock
Draco.
version of the Odd Couple
And
theme.
Jeff, the Snyder, the Odd Couple.
Although I do like this
There is Roxy Stryer with a hug for the Android, and there's Jeff Snyder.
I like that hoodie. I tell you what, Jeff's got a good hoodie on. We got a Draco.
It is a
in
nice
his,
hoodie.
His shirt.
Feels like it's almost the hoodie version of Chris Evans' sweater from Knives Out.
Oh, wasn't that crazy in the free-for-all? Yeah, and Jeff Snyder wearing a hoodie.
why
that's
this
probably
reaction
gonna be
will work.
Outdated, and we're going to say, why did we wear that as early as 2022?
Roxy is getting into her manager position here. And their opponents, accompanied by their manager, Bobby Gucci.
Baba Gucci!
Accompanied by their teammates, the Barbarian, and the movie trivia Schmoedown team champions of the world, Dan Mark and John Roca. Representing
Can you
the
please get 6
Finstock
feet away from me?
Exchange With a record of 6 wins, 3 defeats, 2
A little
by
bit further.
KO. This
A little bit
is
further.
Mark, Yodi,
A little bit further.
Riley, and Ben. The
Almost there.
Boss Bateman.
Is that Deadpool Kool-Aid Man? That's amazing. I love that shirt.
And there's the championship belt held by Dagnino, Merle,
Oh, yeah.
Barbarian, and then you have your competitors.
Yep.
Mark Yodi Riley, Ben the Boss Bateman, blowing kisses. Hey, girls, is he single? Let's get some intel on that. We know Mark Yodi Riley's taken.
Suit is. Mark
The
is in
new
his
Superman jacket.
New Superman jacket. It's great. It looks like he rode off the set of Akira.
It really does.
It really does.
That's a nice action jacket that he got.
He's got to get himself an eraser for his whiteboard.
Yeah, Gucci
This
from
is
his
good.
extended service. At
Now remember, the
Salvation
point doesn't
Army.
count if you don't actually speak it into the microphone as well.
Everyone
So you're going to
except
lose
for
this
him.
game.
And the Barbarian with his
Hey,
red weasel.
put that
All
away.
right, take that ferret off the set.
Tom, you had something to say.
So I don't know you were
before
blocking. That was a
exit?
really tiny finger.
Do you have a faction? Like, where are they?
He's
He's
calling
asking
out
Roxy Stryer off
She's putting
camera
on her
here.
talking
The
glasses.
only players I need right now are at the desk. Apparently, you need an entire support group to help these guys out.
Yeah, I think we left our faction
that's what we do
in
here.
Chicago, Tom.
Okay. All right.
Whatever.
Wow, boy, do they know how to have
Yeah.
a war of the words,
That's a war
Ken.
of words. Tom's going back to his shift at the diplomat.
Hey,
Health
you
Spa,
know, Roxy
and
threw it back
keep
pretty well.
going.
Careful of that microphone, Ben. It still might be a little hot. As we move on to the rules of round number 1. Gentlemen, you've been here before. You've even been here before against each other in a live setting, but I will give you a refresher on the rules of round number 1. This is the team format, but round number 1 is
All right, so the rules for round number
individual
1 for the
exercise of movie
Cinefanatics
trivia, Schmoedown,
reaction
no
when he
out.
can't
However,
speak
each one of you
is
accrue will
he's
be
just going
added
to show you
your
his
team's
answer and he's not
total.
going to say it.
The field of competitors is going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners.
I'm
of
probably
movie
still gonna
trivia
say it, though,
Schmoedown.
'cause
Know how. Each question is worth 1 point.
this golden
There's
voice
no
is still
penalty for
here.
asking a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you have about 15 seconds.
All right,
to
fool's
render your
gold.
best
Shut
attempt
up.
at an answer. Once we ask you by name, please show what you wrote as legibly as possible. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each team has
That
3
shut up gag
usages
is not
of
gonna
the
get old
JTE
anytime
rules
soon.
throughout the duration of the 3-round match. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any
I have
point
the
should
power.
it be necessitated. Ken, those are the rules. Those are
Yes,
the
he
rules.
know.
Competitors seem focused and ready to go. So I'm going to ask Odd Couple first. Jeff Snyder, Mark Andreyko. You gentlemen feeling okay, ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Close enough. Ben Bateman, Mark Riley.
The exchange is always ready.
Let's rock.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! You get a sense. Yeah, I sense nerves. I sense tension. I smell a little bit of, I think that's barbecue
Yeah.
Fritos. Ken, this is a championship-like atmosphere.
This is every competitor.
The question
has,
is,
sunglasses
which
on,
competitor
but
is he
this
smelling the
page
barbecue
17
Fritos
of the
from?
Sears catalog.
Snyder.
Advertising
It's Snyder.
the spring sunglasses
It's like they're extras in the
fashion.
movie Round.
Or it could be Ken. He probably made a 7-Eleven
right.
trip earlier.
Mark Ellis and I were appearing at a comedy club near you.
7-Elevens are essential, by the way.
MarkEllisLive.net. Your first question
You can still
comes
get a
in the world
Slurpee.
of action-adventure films. And your query is, who plays the villain Brixton in Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw? Is that what we're calling those movies?
Yeah, I think
Fast
so.
and Furious Presents?
Boy.
Like their Masterpiece Theater or something? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going to you first. Ben, what do you got?
Say Idris Elba.
It is, in fact, Idris Elba. Now we go to Jeff Snyder.
They call him the Black Superman, Idris Elba.
Does Mark Riley, the white Superman, have it?
Thank God I have it, Mark. Idris Elba.
He's got Idris Elba and Mark Andreyko.
Bit of interesting trivia. My friend wrote that movie, and there's a character named Dr. Andreyko in it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Idris Elba.
No. Call it.
Whoa, whoa,
Hey.
He had Alba.
It says Alba. There's an A.
Yeah.
It's a misspelling, not a misidentification.
That's
All right, you can use your challenge, or...
Where is it?
I mean, Idris Elba.
All right, the challenge has been issued. We'll be right back with our ruling.
First question, already a challenge. Wonderful. This is going to be a great match.
We're back after that exciting challenge, and after conferring with an extended group of judges, including Christian Harloff, we have come to the decision that while Mark Andreyko wrote down Alba, A-L-B-A, he did get the correct answer. He knew it. He misspelled it, and that is a fact, but we do not penalize for spelling in the way of losing the point, and so Mark Andreyko will earn the point. It is 2-2.
Fair.
Idris Elba. It's a tough ruling either way, Ken, but early
Also
in the
because
match,
there's
I
no such
understand
person
the
as
challenge.
Idris
I
Alba.
understand, both
At
sides
least
of
not
this
in
argument.
movies
It's a tough way to go, but Mark
that we know of
Andreyko
yet.
clearly knew who Idris Elba is.
Yeah.
Do you understand the challenge?
You know what? I wish I was back on Krypton right now, but we move on
All right.
to your second question of the match.
All right. Second question comes in the category of crime.
I mean, it's all right. It's all right if you're using the challenge to throw him off this
What
early, though.
2013 film focuses on real-life white-collar criminal Jordan Belfort?
Cool. 10-minute question number one. See how long this one takes.
You know what? I don't have a cord from a computer today, so no more challenges allowed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going to you first, Jeff Snyder.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, it is. Does Mark Riley have
No, I
it?
didn't have it.
Does Mark Andreyko? He does. Does Ben Bateman?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
He does as well.
All right.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Mark Riley missing it, and so 2 perfect rounds still on the board for the Odd Couple. 1 perfect round still on the board for Who's the Boss. As we move on to the world of dramas. And your question is, who stars as newspaper editor Ben Bradley in 2017's The Post?
The Post.
Well, newspaper seems like a good up-and-coming career to get into.
It's the wave of the future. I don't read them anymore. I used to enjoy the USA Today in my hands.
3.
They have the
Colors,
pie charts?
2, 1. Pens are down. Pens are down. We need an answer starting with Mark Riley.
Tom Hanks.
That's correct.
Tom Hanks.
Funny guy, Tom Hanks. Does Ben Bateman have it?
Tom Hanks.
Yes, he does, and Snyder.
Tom Hanks.
There it is.
All right.
Tom Hanks.
All right, we have gone a record. 2
Okay.
questions without a
Thanks.
challenge. Can we make it 3, Ken?
Let's hope so. Here, next question comes in the category of movie quotes. Movie quotes.
Yeah.
Name the movie from this quote. Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
It's the same thing that Ken texted me when he wants to hang out in the patio of the comedy store.
This is true. This is true.
And I always say permission granted.
5, 4, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Pens are down, starting with Mark Andreyko. We need answers.
Top Gun.
That is correct,
Yes,
sir.
it is.
Ben Bateman.
Ben Bateman.
Top Gun.
Yes,
Top
he
Gun
is.
indeed.
Top Gun.
Top Gun across the
All
board.
right.
Top Gun.
There it is.
Only
Look at these
Top
four
Gun.
studs. All looking like naval aviators up there. They're cool shades. Your next question, in the world of fantasy science fiction, who plays Gwen DeMarco, an actress who portrays the character Lieutenant Madison in Galaxy Quest?
There we go, Galaxy Quest.
You know, I hear great things about this flick.
Yeah, well,
I've enjoyed it. I always
Yep,
fall
I
asleep.
think I got it.
Yeah. Really?
What's the
it's
issue there?
great. You should watch that documentary.
More so
Screen Junkies.
worried
5,
about the first name than the
4,
last.
3,
The crowd seems to have
2,
turned.
1. All right, pens are down. We need answers starting with Mr. Ben Bateman.
Sigourney Weaver.
That's correct.
There it is.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
All right.
There you go. Everyone
Sigourney
other
Weaver.
than Riley is perfect.
Would have accepted Sigourney or Sigourney.
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 Everyone but Riley is perfect as we go to question number 6.
Riley's pretty close to perfect.
I mean,
Ken.
Thank you,
look
Mark.
at her. Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Question number 6 comes in the category of
So are we.
comedies. Comedies.
There it is. This crowd is on edge, Ken. That challenge got everybody
They
rattled.
feel the tension. They feel the
Oh.
tension.
Ah.
Which
Yeah.
Oscar-winning actress co-stars with Rebel Wilson in The Hustle? The Hustle. Now you're singing my songs from my youth.
At the car wash, yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens are down. We need an answer starting with Jeff.
Anne Hathaway.
That is correct.
Oh.
Hathaway. Mark Riley.
Anne Hathaway.
We got it, Mr. Andreyko.
Anne Hathaway.
All right.
Anne Hathaway.
All
There it is.
right. Look at
There
that.
it is.
12 to 11.
Is there another movie that has
12 to
Sandra
11.
Bullock
All
and
right,
Rebel
we
Wilson?
move on to the category
I was
of
thinking-
horror
no.
slash thriller.
Or was I getting Rebel Wilson mixed up with
Question
Melissa
is-
McCarthy?
In what Hitchcock-inspired thriller
Dang it.
does Shia LaBeouf play a teenager under house arrest who suspects his neighbor of murder? Ken, you've known some murderers.
Yeah, I have known some murderers.
I actually like this one too.
They make for
Pretty good.
great podcast partners, and we got a story.
Are
to tell.
you
Truth-
accusing Joseph Scrimshaw in this room
Yeah,
right
I am.
now?
I am. 5,
Wow.
4, 3,
Maybe
2,
it was Landon.
and 1. Pens are down. Pens are down. Looking for answers starting with Mark Riley.
Disturbia.
Disturbia. Yes.
Mark Andreyko didn't
Mark
have it.
Andreyko,
Does
no.
Ben Bateman?
Disturbia.
Yes, he does. And Jeff Snyder.
Show you
Just
answer.
making sure the spelling was right. Disturbia.
There it is.
All right, so this means
Disturbia.
Ben Bateman and Jeff Snyder are both perfect in this round with Andreyko and the miss, and we're tied at 13.
All right, Ken, what's our last category? Is it something fun for the kids?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Almost there.
8th question comes in the category of animated. Animated. What Disney film follows Tiana who lives in New Orleans and dreams of opening a restaurant. I have this dream now, too. I made my first cauliflower crust pizza on my own the other night.
Heard about this. Cauliflower,
good.
when you're actually eating it, does it taste like normal
The fact that
pizza?
it took us that long to write this title means we both got it correct.
4, 3,
It does not take that long to write out Sleeping Beauty.
All right, pens it down. We need answers starting with Mark and Draco.
The Princess and the Frog.
That is correct.
Does Ben Bateman have it?
The Princess and the Frog.
He
Nailed
is
it.
perfect.
The Princess and the Frog.
Perfect. Mark Riley.
The Princess and the Frog.
There it is.
We're all
The Princess and the Frog. Ribbit, ribbit.
2 perfect rounds. We got 1 from each team. Ben the Boss Bateman and Jeff the Snyder. We have got this bonus question. for
I
both of them.
almost had a
Write down your
perfect
answers.
round.
It is a bonus question,
You did.
and it's worth 1 point, so please write down your answers as Ken urged you to initially. Jack Nicholson won his first Oscar for what film?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
This
guess.
could give that.
We're going to see a lot of points scored today,
It's
Ken.
going to be a big one here. 5, 4.
And that's a beefy round 1.
He was writing down what I was going to guess.
1. Pens are down. We're going to need an answer. We'll start with you, Ben.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That is correct.
One
Snyder.
flew over the cuckoo's nest.
That
Yeah,
is
both
correct.
nailed it. Spelling out.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
All right, so Ken, after what started out as a very controversial round 1, ended up being a very well-played one.
You gonna try to play the rest of this game on a
16, 2
whiteboard?
perfect rounds, including the bonus question.
Yeah.
They might answer questions faster than you can write.
Is one team more prepared, ready to rock than the other one?
I don't necessarily think one team is more prepared right now, but it's just who can overcome any of the first-round jitters that might have come out of the.
So you made up for
attention-filled
the,
moment. Sometimes when you
as
get
far as we're a
challenged,
team,
even
you
if
made
you-
up for the point
you
I
know,
missed,
you
so
don't
we are
get
now
overturned, you might think
also
that's
at
an
16.
emotion, You start doubting yourself. Yeah, you can get in your head. We never want controversies in matches, but they're
So how
going to
that works?
happen. So how do you
That'd be
come?
eight,
So
eight,
not
yeah.
gonna happen.
We're
Well,
at
we'll see
16.
what happens, what stores, what lies beneath. Round number 2. It's the wheel round, ladies and gentlemen, and that wheel actually has a wheel slice that is a Patreon slice, and that wheel slice is Amy Adams. Amy Adams.
Hey, it's our cousin.
Amy
sister.
apologizes. She
We're not
cannot
that
be here
lucky.
in studio today, but thank you for watching from home, Amy Adams. If somebody spins and keeps the Amy Adams slice for their questions, we will say the name of
We
that
were so
patron.
proud of her
Thanks
in her
to
arrival.
all of our movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon supporters. On that wheel, you're going to see 12 different slices, including spinners and opponent's choice. Once you settle on a category, each team is going to hear 6 questions from said genre. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no
I'd just
penalty
like
for
to
missing a question.
notate
However,
earlier that they asked
stealing
questions
is
about
available
both Idris
in
Elba
round
and Tom
number
Hanks.
2. You can consult with your teammate for
Two
each and
famous
every
people
question,
who
and if you're still not
both
sure of the
had
answer, ask us
the
multiple
COVID.
choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that
One of
point,
which
the
I believe has
question
fully
goes
recovered.
down to
Tom
1.
Hanks.
So
America's
who's
Dad
the
is
boss? You find
all
yourself
better.
tied with the odd couple.
I don't know
but
about
you're
Idris Elba
sitting
yet.
in
I haven't
the
checked up
higher
on
ranked
him.
chairs. Would you like to spin first or defer to your opponents?
I think we'll defer to these guys. I'm surprised that Jessica
sure he'll pull
Alba's not
through.
on the wheel. It seems like it'd be in their wheelhouse.
It would have been a nice
Oh,
slice. Would have been a nice slice.
Classic
Have your
Bateman.
mom burp you, you little baby.
Oh.
I'm a baby. Because you got the
All
points.
right, Mark Draco, the
I
android.
enjoyed that
That's a
bar
big spin
from
by
a-
the android.
I enjoyed that bar.
He is
Wheel
focused.
spin, big spin. That was
Now
like
Bateman
a
has some fuel to use for the rest of the
Bob
match.
Barker-worthy spin there in the final round.
Yeah, have your pet spayed and
$1
neutered.
or 1 cent coming his way.
Coming around. This thing is a rocket. Wow.
Hell of a spin.
At some point, it's going to stop. What will it stop on? Amy Adams can only wait in suspense. I think we built up this Amy Adams slice
I
enough.
think we do.
If somebody doesn't take it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
This ends with her walking on to Weekend Update, even though it's the wrong show.
All right, there is a Star Wars slice. Ken, you like those movies? Choice.
Oh.
That's pretty tough.
So
there.
now
That's
here
pretty
comes
tough.
Bobby Gucci to consult
Yeah.
with his crew over what slice they want to give.
If you're the odd couple, you hate to see that happen, especially
How
after
the pressure is on who's the
winning
boss
at that
momentarily
challenge
because
that
they have
Ben
to
threw
find
at
a
them
wheel
right at
slice
the
that's
beginning.
somehow going to confound the odd couple.
You're not wrong. I've seen this backfire on the team that has the choice as the opponent. They get all in their heads. They think they're smarter than they are. They go for
maybe
something.
throwing
The
Star
other
Wars
team
might be
kills
smart
that
because
category.
Riley could answer maybe a couple of those questions.
Gucci,
Ken, Mark, we're going to give them Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Star Wars.
See, Riley could
Round
probably
of
take up a
applause for
few
the
of the
audience, guys. Come on,
steals.
Star Wars. It's exciting, right? I think so.
And Draco might be decent at
Rounds
it.
of applause.
All right. Here
So
we
you
go.
move
I don't-
into the world of Star
I
Wars.
don't believe Snyder
right.
is going to be in his wheelhouse. So
6 questions for the odd couple. Ken, the
6.
author of Why We Love Star Wars, will be asking the question.
All right, first question. Don't forget you do have multiple choice. All 3 of your JTE rules.
I don't know if this is gonna
available.
work out for you.
Yeah, audiobooks.
First question. Who directed Rogue One, A Star Wars Story?
Gareth Edwards. Yeah.
First of all, that's a great question.
It's you know who we're
And
asking.
it's Gareth Edwards.
Thank you.
That is correct. Who is
There's a couple different answers.
who is credited as directing that movie?
It is Gareth
All right.
Edwards.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Who portrays Jango Fett in Star Wars
Tamora
Episode
Morrison.
2, Attack of the Clones?
Who better reprise the role of Boba Fett or any of the older clones should they come back in any live action
About to come
feature?
in.
Namely
5,
Rex, who might be coming back
4,
in
Laura
Mandalorian.
Morrison.
3. That is correct. 2 more points.
All right.
2 more points.
Ken,
All
they're
right.
on their way, handling the opponent's choice very well.
All right, here we go. Third question out of 6. How many TIE fighters
gosh.
are in pursuit of the Millennium Falcon after it escapes the Death Star in A New Hope?
3? Are we counting Darth Vader's?
Well, it's a pretty famous sequence. You got to know what you're...
3 or 4 then.
Dun, 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 dun.
Multiple choice.
All right, choices are A, 3,
Numbers.
B, 4, C, 5,
See, I thought it was 2 and
D,
Vader.
6. Down to multiple choice there, coming down. Any answer? They're going to go 4.
Dun, dun, dun,
This is
dun.
during.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we might
That's
get
when-
flagged for that.
We're gonna
I'm-
go
I'm
3.
thinking when he swoops
Incorrect. Choices are A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, D,
They said 3.
6. I confirmed for a 1-point steal.
4.
That's correct. B, 4.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it. 1 point steal. 1 point steal.
It's
But
a big
I'll tell you
steal.
what,
That's why you give them Star Wars for opponent's
So I was
choice,
saying 3.
because
Weren't you
particularly
actually saying
Riley
4?
and also Bateman know
Yep.
Star Wars so well. If
I was saying
the
4
odd couple
because
slip up,
I was thinking Vader.
gives them a
and-
good chance for a steal.
Absolutely. But look,
Whatever,
Odd
it's
Couple
4.
holding their own here in a category that I think both these guys would
you hurry
say,
up and
hey,
talk
maybe
again?
not necessarily
Jeez.
strength, but they're doing good here. Fourth question
Stop.
coming in. Who says fear leads to
Yoda.
anger?
These are
Anger leads to hate.
they're getting some.
and hate
What
leads
those
to
of us who
suffering.
have been watching the Schmoedown and know Star Wars would call softball questions.
Conferring as you should. Yes,
Again,
you
some
can.
people might not be that way,
Right
but
here.
for us, this is a softball.
5, 4.
Multiple choice.
Especially considering how deep these questions
A.
can get.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. B. Qui-Gon Jinn. C. Yoda. D. Mace Windu.
It throws you off because it's not said backwards. You're not going to know it's Yoda if you're not remembering the Phantom Menace trailer.
5.
You gonna repeat the options?
A. Obi-Wan Kenobi. B. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Riley's got
C,
that if
Yoda,
they get a
D,
steal.
Mace Windu. They get 1 free question repeat there.
It's a smart move.
Smart move
Buy you a
indeed.
little
Buy
more
yourself
time.
some time.
I'm not trusting you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yoda.
That's correct for a point. That's correct for
It's
a
a big
point.
Can't hear that
that
phrase
first
without
teaser
Yoda's
trailer.
voice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace. All right, Phantom Menace. Here we go. 5th question. You get 6 total. What J.J. Abrams regular appears
Here's a
as
Snap Wexley.
Snap Wexley in The Force Awakens
I don't know his name,
and
but I'm
The
seeing
Rise
who
of
it is.
Skywalker.
I don't know his name.
Greg Grunberg.
2 points there for the
All
odd
right.
couple. Look, final one here. Final one here.
Nap Wexley.
This is so far. I'll tell you, great round for the odd couple here.
That's right. They know a little bit about Star Wars, even impressing the host of Force Center podcast.
All right. Final question coming in this round.
They're pushing their way through with some
In
of those multiple choices.
how many films of the Star Wars
Ooh.
franchise does the character Darth Maul appear in?
2 films.
They're talking it over, consulting.
2?
That's correct for 2 points there.
Solo, that turd piece of.
There you go.
You know what? He's in Phantom Menace and another movie. Go watch him again and see which one it is.
Big round right there. They got 9 points in the round. There
Very
was
impressive.
a steal. 9 points in the round. There was a steal, but a big lead. 25-17 is not a
I
small
mean, you
lead.
spin opponent's choice, and you end up walking out of that with an
round,
8-point
guys.
lead. I think that's as good as you could
Look,
possibly
if I
hope
was
for.
in that position, no, I've heard Andrejko say he doesn't watch Star Wars. I've heard Jeff say he doesn't watch it as much. I would have gone with that too. But
Who's
that's
the
what
boss
happens.
made the right play?
They made the right play. Odd couple pushed against it.
Have a spin at
All
that
right.
wheel.
Mark Riley is essentially rubbing the wheel, but
Yeah,
he's
that's right.
spinning now.
He was rubbing Star Wars in particular,
That's-
Ken. He's
yeah.
a fan. He does
Are you
his
gonna
own
get
show
spinner's
called
choice?
Riley's Cantina.
Well, that's right. He does do
You
that.
can check out on Mondays.
Bateman's
if you've
luck.
never seen partially drunk Riley talk Star Wars, you're missing a treat.
It's a treat.
Guy
It's a
likes
treat.
red wine and Star Wars.
All right. Spin is in.
When they come together, it's like a dyad in the Force. It's from the movies. Do you guys see Rise of Skywalker?
I like that. Okay.
It's spinning around as
RB3.
we attempt to continue to kill time.
Yeah, that wheel's
This will
pretty
be edited
good.
in
Nice.
post.
Did you read the Truce of Bakura?
Yeah, they get some
I did read
friction
The
on that
Truce of
wheel
Bakura,
there.
And that's when I left the horrible Star Wars Legends and never read another book.
Wow. That's all we had back in the 90s.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of the 90s,
Oh.
Choice it is.
There it
all
is.
right, look at that. Look at
There
that.
it
All right.
is.
Spinner's choice it
Spinner's
is. And
choice,
so,
indeed.
what are they going to set the
All the
wheel on?
benefits. Their movie release dates on
yeah,
there.
this wheel shall explode with
I didn't see.
options right here, right now.
Is it too much? Is it a bevy of riches? They don't know
It's-
which one to select.
Yeah, it's a it's a plethora. It's a plethora of riches.
It's a better word than
yeah,
bevy.
yeah.
And the decision
Finstock
is in.
has got
Yeah.
an answer. Yeah.
We're gonna go Pixar.
Pixar.
Pixar movies.
Movies. All
Something
right,
Bateman's probably been
Pixar.
studying
Don't give
recently,
away your
actually.
hand,
So.
Rocks.
6 questions.
Everybody loves Pixar films, including the children of both Mark Riley and Ben Bateman. Cute kids. All right, gentlemen, 6 questions.
No, neither one of them have
Pixar.
children. That's why
first
it's
one.
funny.
At the end of Toy Story, what gift
A
does
puppy!
Andy get for Christmas?
Yeah.
A puppy.
They look at each
Also
other.
accepted a Molly or a Princess Leia. Yes, it is a puppy.
Questioning me about Toy Story.
Your next question.
Nailed it.
In the film The Incredibles, after the public turns on superheroes,
fine.
the government initiates which program to force heroes to permanently keep their secret identities?
It's another form of the Registration Act. That one I don't
5,
know.
4,
It's not a Toy Story question.
3, 2.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Identity Change Program, B, Superhero Eraser Program, C, Identity Permanence Program, or D, Superhero Relocation Program?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's D.
We get one free repeated multiple choice option.
You certainly do. Is it A, Identity Change Program, B, Superhero Eraser Program, C, Identity Permanence Program, D, Superhero Relocation Program?
D.
We're gonna go D.
You're going to go D, and you're going to be correct for a point.
That's a
Nice.
point.
They cut the lead to 5, Ken.
Yep. 4 more.
They still have 4 questions remaining in the world of Pixar. Your next one, what is the name of the young cook that Remy befriends in Ratatouille? Just need the last name.
Ratatouille. You said that well, sir. Well, it's like a bouncing word. Ratatouille.
Get that
Calls him
hard,
chef.
hit it.
Or no, he calls he calls Remy little chef.
5, 4,
Uh,
3.
shoot. I'm gonna feel so stupid. I know
question.
this.
I can do that for your
I know
first
this one.
JT
If
rule.
they do multiple choice,
What is
I'll
the
get it.
name of the young cook that Remy befriends in Ratatouille? I like hitting those T's.
Ratatouille.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Linguini. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Alfredo Linguini.
That is correct.
They
for
got
a
it
point.
right.
They got the first name too.
Two.
That is
right?
going to
Two.
be 8 points. That is going to be 2 points. That's
points.
right.
That's
That is
right.
2
Sorry.
points.
That's
They did
a
not check multiple
horrible
choice.
name.
That's right. Halfway through.
You're halfway there, gentlemen. Whoa. Living on a prayer. Your next question in the world of Pixar. Who composed the score for both The Incredibles
Ooh.
and Up?
Michael Giacchino.
2 points.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, it's not Randy Newton.
And Who's the Boss finds himself within one of the odd couple.
right.
There's
with
a bug.
Two questions
questions.
There's a
remaining.
bug.
Your penultimate question in the world
Left
of Pixar.
foot, right foot.
What is
Got
the
it.
name of the giant ship that humans now live on in the film Wall-E?
It's the.
That movie's about trash.
It's not the name of the ship. It's the big and large and big and by large and by or by and large. By and large.
5,
That's the name of the company
Four.
that runs it. now.
3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, the Ark,
Axiom.
B, the Axiom, C, the Ares, or D, the Argo?
Axiom.
Confirm.
The Axiom.
The Axiom is correct for a point.
Correct for point.
Tied it up.
Point ties it up.
This is a good game.
Tied here,
Ties
Ken.
it up. All right.
One question left. They get this right. They walk into round 3 with
Wow.
a 2-point lead.
You were like a Pixar movie.
I'm going to continue to own it.
Wound.
In Monsters, Inc., what do the monsters discover is more powerful
Laughter.
than children's screams?
Laughter.
We were looking for wafter. We will accept laughter.
We're looking for wafter.
27 to 25. Ken, I can go ahead and declare this is the match that we had expected
This
and the
is-
match
Yep.
that the fans had hoped for.
Absolutely. That's
It's a
steal
good
in
game.
round 2 from Who's the Boss.
It's a
Gives
pretty
them
good
an-
game.
helps
It's
give them
pretty
a
good.
2-point advantage.
Still have no idea who I'm doing yet.
You've heard me
It's kinda
say
like
this
De Niro,
so
but it's
many
not.
times.
It's pretty
you
good,
just
though.
got to go in the third round and see your opponent on the horizon. You got to be
beard
in
is
striking
itchy.
distance. Can you get a punch? Can you get a Hail Mary pass? It's all you need going into this round.
That's right. And you watch the managers give their final instructions.
Yeah.
Well wishes
Little
at this
sprigs
point
here are itchy.
to the Odd Couple. That's Roxy Streyer's squad and
like to
Bobby
call
Gucci
these,
talking to Who's the
spraggets.
Boss. As we move into round 3, this is the round that will determine the match, unless we go into sudden death overtime.
Wait,
And
let me
given
look
these
up
two
on
teams, I would
Urban
not be
Dictionary real
surprised
quick to
see
make sure
that happen.
Spraggets isn't a
In
thing.
round number 3, each team is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different corner of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. The first question's worth 2 points. Next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. This is the team format.
Make sure
so
it's
as soon as
spelled.
we tell you what the category is for your 2-point question, that's when the team has to decide which member is going to answer that. You may not rely on the strength
Oh,
of your
Lord.
teammate for
Hold
either
on.
the 2-pointer
Stop.
or the 3-pointer. The opposite team member will be answering the 3-pointer. You may only confer for the 5-point question.
Used in a derogatory manner to
So,
denounce
give it that in
someone.
mind. Thank you, Roxy, for
A
sharing
lighthearted
the
crack
reading
at a
of the rules.
friend. Well, that's not word. That's
Ben
not
Bateman,
bad.
Mark Riley.
It's a
you
conjunction
find
of
yourselves
water
with a
spigot
2-point
and
advantage.
bracket. I don't
what
know
numbers feel lucky
why.
from 1 to 20?
You just learned something today.
4.
Normally, I can't read Urban
7?
Dictionary definitions on
17?
these videos.
4, 7, 17. And on the other side, the odd couple.
2, 6, and 8.
2, 6, and 8.
You gotta love Roxy's enthusiasm.
I'll be administering the questions to the odd couple.
Sexy
Ken will be handling the
numbers!
duties for Who's the Boss?
It's pretty
Odd
funny.
couple, you're up first as you find yourself trailing by 2. The category you selected for your 2-pointer: famous actors and actresses. Who'd like to take it?
Ooh. Go in Draco.
I'll go.
Oh, Snyder.
Time
All
to
right.
go. Gonna take it. And your question: name one of the 2 leads.
Tim Allen and John
of the
Travolta.
2009 film Old Dogs.
Or is that Tim Allen? There's John Travolta and
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
We're tied at
Yeah,
27.
Tim Allen was in Wild Palms.
There, look at that. Look at that.
John Travolta and Robin Williams. That sounds like, wait
We're
a
going
minute.
to go now to Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss? All right. You 2-point question. You chose the number 4. That's going to be the category of family films. Who of these childless men will take this question?
Do they not have kids?
No.
I must have misspoke. I
No.
thought I met their children.
No, those are dogs.
I'll take it.
All right, Mark Riley is going to take this 2-point question in the category family films. Who played Morticia Addams in 1991's The Addams Family?
Angelica Houston.
Yeah,
points right
that's right.
there.
I was like,
All right.
wait, I
Mark
feel like I
Riley
should
to
know
put it
this.
Back in the lead.
Bouncing right back to the odd
If they said
couple.
Wednesday, I would've
Now
gone to
that
Christina
3-point
Ricci.
question. Bad news is you're trailing by 2. The good news is if you get this
he
one
asked
right,
for
you're
Morticia.
winning for the time being. Mark Andreyko, you're going to be fielding this question solo. For 3 points, your category is fantasy science fiction.
So solo.
And your question is: Who played the character Rose Tico in Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Kelly Marie Tran. Get all 3 names.
You can answer in 5,
We
4,
can sit here all night. I don't got it.
3. Looking for Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran is the answer, and Ken, that forces the hand of the odd
It
couple.
does.
Now they will have to consult together, which is good. They can combine knowledge, but they're going to have to do it for this 5-point question, or else Who's the Boss is walking out of here with a huge victory.
Yep.
So, gentlemen of the odd couple, you selected number 8 for your 5-point question, which you can confer. Your 5-point question is in the world of romantic comedies. And your question is, what 2014 romantic comedy stars Jenny Slate as a comedian whose unplanned pregnancy forces her to confront the reality of independent womanhood for the first time?
Obvious Child.
The odd couple is in the lead.
There. Big
No,
one, big
that's,
one. 32. All right.
And now, Ken, Who's the Boss? If there's good news for Who's the Boss fans out there, it's that they can tie with their 3-pointer.
You'll never know what we're talking about.
They got to hit that 3-pointer, and it's going to be all on the shoulders of Ben Bateman for the time being.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
It's one of his favorite categories.
3-point question.
That's all you get.
You're gonna, Ben's going to take this one. You guys chose the number
Follow the
7. That
maze.
is the category of modern classics. Modern classics.
It's a good game.
So, Ben, who plays professional spin artist Nick Naylor in Jason Reitman's Thank You for Smoking?
Is that Rob Lowe? Or is it Aaron Eckhart?
3 points here.
Let's good tie it.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Rob Lowe was
Aaron
like the
Eckhart.
executive or whatever.
That is correct for 3 points.
Just trying to remember what role would be considered a
Let's
spin
give Ben
artist.
Bateman an Oscar for that performance, everybody.
All right. At least the
I will
people's
take
choice.
issue with the question, though. That is not a modern classic. Thank you for
All
smoking.
right, well,
Give
I
me a
enjoyed
break.
it. Thank you for smoking. Ken, we
Yes,
find
sir.
ourselves in a tied ball game, 32 to 32. The odd couple and Who's the Boss. How about a hand for both squads here for our studio audience? Quite
I
impressive
mean-
performance by both.
Yeah.
And now we get to the 5-point question.
You can feel free to
5-point
hold up any
question.
messages that you want to share
No,
like that to the
that's not
screen.
necessary. Nobody wants
He
to
brought
see
up
that.
The
the.
only Child's jersey from Chicago that
Gosh.
I own.
To think you actually said, I'm going to wear this today.
yeah.
That is insane.
And I am now
I'll bring it back.
heterosexual.
He brought up that we could see a breaking of the team's point record.
Everybody's eyes are trying to look away. They can't. It's like looking right into
My
a
head is
solar
broken
eclipse.
now, though.
I've just been told in my ear, if Who's the Boss gets this question
There it
right,
is.
they have the all-time team's record for points scored in an individual match. The record's 36.
Right.
They could get 37 if they get this right. If they get it
That's
wrong, we go
huge.
to overtime.
Wow.
What's the category?
I can't.
That's huge.
Ryan Sandberg looks a lot different over there in that Cubs jersey.
Yes.
Right.
Let
All right.
himself go.
Ryan Sandberg, not good. All right. Back decorum. Here we go.
Yeah, 37.
Who's the Boss? Your 5-point
Huge.
question. You guys chose the number 17. That corresponds to the category of disaster films.
Uh-oh.
5 points to
Movies about disasters, not movies that are disasters.
which 2011 film deals with the
Oh,
spreading
no.
of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic?
Contagion.
Might be a
Oh, no.
documentary now.
Oh, the timing. Oh, it hurts.
Should they need
Oh, it hurts.
Given the fact that it's Ben Bateman, that's not going to
5,
use him.
4,
Oof.
3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Which 2011 film deals with the spreading of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic?
Wash your hands of that one, and also
One,
wash your hands.
Left
Talk it over.
there. As they talk
general.
it over.
Make sure you know what you're
Hey,
going
you
for.
got to do that. You got to make sure Jeff Snyder's coming out of his pants. 5, 4, 3,
What?
2.
It's on the board.
Yes.
have one more.
Which 2011 film deals with the spreading of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic? That is it.
Do they not have
That
it?
is it. It's either
Do they?
right
Or do they
go
have? They
to
have it. They're
sudden
just taking
death.
all the time they need. That would be smart.
Coming down to
5, 4, 3, 2.
Like records, Contagion.
Contagion is your winner. Who's the
Yeah! Look,
They got contagion, and that is a big one. You can see
that
the
is
emotion.
huge.
Riley is so
Points
enthused.
record
A big
broken
hug
by
from
Who's the
his faction
Boss.
mates, and a nice handshake there.
Yeah.
Ben Bateman, big Mark Riley. Who's the boss?
Record setting.
Takes the win. The odd couple
Setting.
fought valiantly. 32 points, nothing to sneeze at, but it's not good enough when the opposing team, Who's the Boss, gets an all-time record in
All-time.
points. 37. We have a new standard set, Ken Knapsack.
Where were you? Where were you when the record was set? Were you watching Jeff Snyder in a Cubs bra? Or were you cheering on Who's the Boss? Big
Stuck
record-setting
inside,
performance today.
not going
37
anywhere.
Points.
That's where I
32 is
was.
great for Odd Couple. But wow, that's a big win.
That's right. Now we see why most competitors wear sunglasses. It's in case Jeff Snyder decides to take his shirt off. Momentarily, we'll be joined by Jen Sturgeon with the post-match interview with both the winner and the loser. But Ken, if I can get your thoughts on the overall match, did you sense a point in the game where it turned?
It might have been early. It might have been early. There was a little drama around the challenge. Jen, I'm sure it's going to go into that, so I'm not going to step on Jen's
The challenge
questions
did not
there,
go
but,
in the way of
I
Who's
think
the
that
Boss,
might have
but
point
the
where even
wheel
though the challenge
definitely
kind of
did.
went their way, Odd Couple just kind of seemed to really get quiet and focus down on what was going on at that point. I don't know if that affected them, but again, that's why we have an expert like Jen Sturgeon to ask those questions.
That's right. It's a tactic that we have seen increasingly amounts. Not
Yeah.
my favorite tactic, but it certainly cannot be accused of not being effective. Is
Yeah.
that early challenge just to throw your opponent off?
I think it's what Gucci does. Gucci tries to get in people's mind. He gets in my mind with these challenges here.
You've had dreams about him in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone to.
You think that challenge at the beginning was literally just to
Continued therapy
was
for
just
you
to throw them off,
on a
though?
weekly basis, and right now we are going to turn it over to Jen Sturgeon. Jen, it looks like you got a full house over there.
There's a lot of gold over here, I gotta say that. Finstock, you gotta be feeling pretty good about how the exchange has been rolling out this season.
Yeah, I'm worried about the cameras with all the gold here. So they don't even need lights, actually. I mean, look, I told everybody early on, this was it. I mean, we're looking to go undefeated this year. I mean, it might happen, to be honest with you. I mean, look, these guys came out here, played a great game. Snyder and Draco, great players.
Everyone else said Elba, so all I had to do was
fantastic
pronounce
guys.
it correctly.
Whatever.
Got it.
Either way, just a roadblock.
Guys, you've gotta be feeling
Still
pretty
might
good.
be
Who's
just
the
enough,
boss?
though,
Were
just
you
to
guys,
throw them off
you looked
just
a
a
little
little
shaken
bit.
after that challenge in the first round. How are we feeling after that?
Well, Jan, I think there are rules that you hope are consistent, and I know this league is kind of developing and we're seeing how these things go. And with the way that one went, I felt that it was a reasonable challenge. It didn't go our way. It is what it is. I think that we had a lot of respect for these guys in this match, and I mean, Alba's not Alba. There's no relation. Is Alba Jessica Alba's cousin? I don't know. So I'm going to challenge that 10 times out of 10.
But I got to hand it to
I think it's right. I
Like,
mean, I think it's
Star
right to
Wars.
challenge it.
Well done, boys. Well done.
Did you
Especially
honestly
considering,
think
like,
that they had a chance in
You
hell
having
at
Draco
answering
and
any
Snyder,
of
who's
those
been in this
questions?
game for
Just
so
because we all
long,
know how
if you
deep
find
those
something to
Star Wars
challenge,
cuts can get at
challenge
this
it.
point.
Yeah, no chance in hell. And that's some good playing. They played a hell of a match. They are one of the best teams in this league, and it was an honor to finally play against them again and go to that last question. That's what this league, that's what this show is about. And hats off to them, but this feels good. This is putting everybody on notice. Who's the boss? Is here to get a belt. Period.
You know, Jen, we have a tremendous amount of respect for these guys. Obviously, they beat us in Chicago. They did something we could never do. They won a championship, which is something only a few
Yeah, that's
teams
right,
have ever
because
done.
Dan and Roker are just standing behind them like,
You come out here, you give your best, you
Okay.
want to put on a good show, and what can I say? I like these guys in real life, I like them in the show, and I would be happy to sit down and have a drink with these
at
guys.
some point we
anytime.
just renamed the Schmoedown the
I'm always gonna
Finstock
be at the table
Exchange.
doing my best, and that challenge and keeping it up is part of that. So we're just looking forward to what's next.
I would like to ask Dan and John a question. Is it concerning to you guys at all, just seeing how amazing that these guys played when they could be coming for your belts and you're all in a faction together?
No, not at all. I hate to disagree with my manager publicly, but the fact of the matter is that the Finstock Exchange will not go undefeated this year, but only because we're going to be playing each other for all the titles all year long. John and I are going to take care of business as long as it takes until these guys get their title shot, because we're going to ensure that if these belts come off our shoulders, it goes on their shoulders.
Wow. John, I know you have something to add.
Just this competition
Dan is
breeds
great.
success. It breeds the best. out of you and makes
Dan
you
is
stand up or
nailing
sit
these
down.
promos.
These guys stood up at another shot at the Odd Couple, and they ain't sitting down anytime soon until they sit down at the table with us to fight for these belts. Points are points. Teammates are teammates. Gold is gold. As long as it stays in the Finstock Exchange, that's all that matters.
Any last words?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Poof.
If you ain't scared already, get scared.
Back to you guys.
Ken, I got to ask one of the fans out there to do us a favor. Can somebody take a screenshot of that image and put it on awkwardfamilyphoto.com? It was just like the three of them in the front, poor Jen saddled in the middle, and then other people in the back. There was a guy with a badger on his shoulder. There's a lot of chaos going on in that faction, but also a lot
His
of
name's
fun.
Elvis.
Yeah, Tom says be scared. That's not the first time I've heard him say that to a group of people, but he's not wrong. The Finstock Exchange is off to a great start here in Season 7. So we'll see. On the other side, though, we got to see how a team like this can rebound.
That's right. I mean, if you look at the Odd Couple, valiant effort. It was nice to see Who's the Boss have such nice things to say about them. Jen, is the Odd Couple ready to say nice things about Who's the Boss?
Roxy, obviously a rough start to the season for the Rockstars. Do you look at that match and say, is there anything we could have done differently?
Not one thing. Honestly, it's not a rough start to the season because I know how great my players are. We spun opponent's
32
choice.
points.
They spun spinner's choice. It still came down to the last question. At the end of the day, no, we couldn't have done anything differently, and they're the real rock stars. They outplayed them again.
Listen, I commend Ben Bateman for the way he played the game. I thought it was a worthwhile challenge. That's not why we lost. They needed to put up the greatest team performance in the history of the league to beat us today, and they needed Spinner's opponent's choice to do it. Yeah, I'm just a little bit frustrated.
There's strategy in playing the game, and then there's being to try and shake us. And it shows that I will say this. I was raised Catholic, so I don't call attention to myself. But we're better players because we didn't have to resort to those distracting games. If anything, that made us more focused. We couldn't.
Yeah, Jeff actually had clothes on today, so that's a plus.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine playing the game, but the Bateman character is so tiresome right now. And when I beat him the next time, it's going to be delicious because I'm going to destroy him.
So, guys, where do we go from here? How do we bounce back? Like I said, like Roxy says, it's not a tough start to this season, and I know you guys are both really competitive. So, where do we go from here?
We played as best as we can.
I don't even care about the other teams in the league. I just care about beating this team again. So here's a little formal challenge, boys. Who's the boss? You two, us two, Iron Man match. We'll see who can answer more questions. Let's let this game go for half an hour rather than calling it at halftime.
Whew. I like the challenge. Honestly, I hear the exchange. I love that. I hear the exchange keep saying it's just about the gold. It's just about the gold. But it's more than that. It's about the best players, and they're not the best players, and I think this is a great way to show that.
Well, I can't wait to see if you guys get your match. It would be a nice rubber match for you guys for sure.
All I've got to say is, and this is one of the few sports references I will make, they're Buster Douglas.
Okay, back to you guys.
All right, Ken,
There you
reference to a classic boxing upset.
That's
Buster
right.
Douglas.
Oh,
Danny
okay, that's what that
Tyson.
is.
Yeah. Look at that. Heated interview
Clueless.
from their point. They lost.
That's a
but
movie.
I can see where they're coming from on a lot of the stuff there. Roxy's got to focus them there. And anyways, heated match, but a record-setting match. I think you out there watching got your money's worth today. This was what we all expected it to be.
Emotions run high, and when you build a league and you're in the new era, now the 7th season movie Trivia Schmoedown, you're expected to have strong feelings about the gameplay one way or another. And that's certainly what we saw today. We also saw a great match. So click that like button and let us know what you thought of today's match in the comment section. Check out the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon today, and check out the Schmoedownlive.com for tickets to upcoming live events, as well as the rankings and a whole lot of other fun stats, courtesy of Frankie Numbers Janish. Ken Knapsack, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sir. Your jacket, spectacular. Can't wait to perform comedy for you. Fresno, maybe
For me?
next
Yeah.
for you. Fresno,
Ben Goddard
Gilroy,
wants us to go to Fresno.
We'll be there.
That's one.
Look for go to markellislive.net for information on that.
The author of Why We Love Star Wars, Ken Knapsack. I'm Mark Ellis. We'll see you real soon at the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah, so that was a tight, close match like we thought it was going to be. And what did we say? We said that Who's the Boss was going to win by a small margin. Weirdly, that small margin leads to the points record for teams, though. That's something that only a select few teams could ever pull off. And the two teams that we saw would have been two of those teams that could have done it. That's a lot of. I think there's a lot of interesting strategy in there. You see the challenge at the beginning, which on one side of it definitely seems like, that's going to be something I would challenge. I would challenge if you're essentially writing down what would be considered the wrong name. On the flip side, E and A are so close phonetically that in that kind of situation, spelling doesn't really matter when phonetically it's sort of the same. So that was pretty good. And then also just the way that both these teams play, the level they play at, both players on both teams are just they work with each other so well. They work with each other so well on both sides that the team's dynamics here for these matches are pretty good. Anyway, you have anything? Oh, we're doing plugs now. We're doing that's what we're doing now. So what he's saying here is to make sure to tune into the tagline for his thoughts. Those are his thoughts. I also think that as well. I mean, we do that Tuesday nights here on this channel. Usually 2 hours of us talking about movie news when there's movie news. Right now, we're in a dry spell, so we might have some fun, play a game, rank some movies, talk about all sorts of things, have you guys ask us questions. There's a lot of fun that we can do on the tagline. It's every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, because we live in Central Time Zone. So tune into that. It's the tagline. It's the show where the tagline is the title. Yeah, so, I mean, there's that plug. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. I mean, pretty good match. I think that's what we expected. That's what we saw. I would love to see Who's the Boss get to that place with the Founding Fathers where the belts are kind of just being shuffled around, or not shuffled around. I don't know. But if you like the Schmoedown, then what you want to do is you want to go over to the Schmoedown Entertainment Network. Go like, subscribe, make sure you're doing all the things for them. Comment on their video, share it, jump on that Patreon for them. Not like that, but jump on their Patreon. Pick the tier that's right for you. Most people usually pick the $10 tier because it has the most value. Plus, they're going to be starting to put out a bunch of exhibition matches due to the fact that we can't do any studio recording right now due to the current issue. Wash your hands and stay home. And so they're going to be doing a bunch of streaming, like StreamYard or whatever, kind of exhibition matches. And all patrons will be getting that first. The $10 tier will be getting it first. Then all patrons will get it. And then everybody else will get it after the studio matches run their course into May. So, a lot of fun stuff over there. Make sure you are part of that Patreon. As for us, we do have that, like I said, the tagline is Tuesday nights. We got all sorts of other content that we would normally put up on this channel, should we ever be able to watch a movie again, or see a trailer. Because we usually do reactions and reviews. But hey, you know what? Stick around. We'll be doing those again whenever movies come back into theaters. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some that are streaming that we can watch and review and whatnot too. So stick to this channel. We'll have some surprises for you in the future, I'm sure. For us, you want to subscribe down below. You want to like. You want to comment. Let us know what you thought of this reaction, what you thought of this match. We are always on YouTube. We'll be listening and we'll be replying back if you want to chat with us about that stuff. Am I forgetting anything else? Twitter, yeah, the Twitter, say, got it. Twitter and Instagram, it's at Cinefanatics MLP. That's where you can follow us on both of those. You can also get onto our Facebook groups. It's facebook.com/groups/ very good, Cinefanatics. And that's, come hang out with us. We're over there too. Once again, I'm not usually the one who does this, but he doesn't have a voice. Anything else I'm forgetting? Cool. Right, that's right. So once again, you can subscribe down below, or you can also subscribe right here above my head if you want to watch some other videos of ours. They're right over there in that corner. And as always,
I got nothing.
well said.
You know, there's a million fine-looking women in the world, dude, but they don't all bring you lasagna at work.
I get it. Silent Bob.